Joe Collins, WAB Public Media. Question for Kai. This time last year, you guys had lost to Bowling Green and finished the year 3-9. A year later, you're 9-3 going to the MAC championship. What can you just say about what this season has been, considering the sour taste that last year felt left in your mouth?
Definitely. When we got back in January, Coach Alvin basically let us know, like, that's gone. You know, we on to something new, something better. And he find different leadership ways. Like, every week is something new. You know what I mean? And, like, we have guys that really want to buy in and really want more. Like, 3-9 season was just, we don't want that again. You know, Ohio is better than that. And we turned it around, and here we are.
This could be anyone who wants to answer. So, mostly attention outside with the fans and the media in the past week was how the offense was going to respond to Curtis being out. But how happy were you guys ultimately with the defensive performance, being able to essentially shut them out almost?
Like Curtis, you know, he's a great part of this team. You know, he's a great leader. But it's next man up mentality, like Coach always say. And CJ, he got it done, and we believed in him 100%. Nothing changed.
Volleyball started with the post. CJ, did you have any nerves going into this game?
Yeah, of course. Like, technically, it's my first collegiate start, so a little bit of nerves. But like I said, the team had my back. My teammates, the coaches, like, everybody just had trust in me. So I knew, you know, through it all, they was gonna have my back, so I had to have them too. So it just felt good to be out there.
Aiden Crowley, WAB, and then CJ, just kind of to branch off of that a little bit of a shaky start on the first two drives, and then you really settled in. What kind of clicked for you?
You know, first start nerves. You know, it kind of came out in a little bit something different, but you know, we just knew that we had to buckle down and do what we did best. So we started playing, like, going to our usual plays, stuff that we know has been working all season, and you know, it just started clicking.
Will Cunningham, the post. You guys had 3 interceptions, part of that huge second quarter, especially that last one with the big return that see you guys up for a touchdown right at the end of the half. How big was that second quarter for you guys just to get those turnovers, 28 unanswered points, and really sort of take control of the game?
So you 2 picks.
I think it was just, you know, our coaches put us in a great position to make plays, and when you get the opportunity to make them, you got to make them. So, and then after the turnovers, the offense did a great job of putting the points on the board and capitalizing for us. So the turnovers were great, and then the offense did a great job of capitalizing.
Question for Tariq. You had 2 picks in second quarters. Actually, they're on back-to-back passes. When you get one, you thinking you're gonna get, or you're always thinking, I'm gonna get 2. When you get 2, you're gonna think I'm gonna get 3.
Oh yeah, that's always the mindset. You always want to keep making plays. No matter how much time is left on the clock, you always want to make a play for your team, man. After you grab that first one, you definitely want to get a second one.
And then this one's for you, Kai. Obviously, coming out, it was big to set the tone early. You come out first series 3-0. How important was that for your defense and the confidence?
Honestly, this game was personal on a level where, you know, like, us as, you know, older guys, we've always been in this position, you know, 2017, 18, and 19. And we were younger guys then, and it's in our hands, you know, like right now it's in our hands, and we knew exactly what we needed to do. And truthfully, this game wasn't different than the past 7, 8 games that we won in a row. So.
CJ, I know you talked about the nerves, but how are you feeling now after 196 passing yards and a win in such a big game?
It feels great. Like I said, I'm glad that my team had my back through it all, especially now that we have a chance to go put a ring on our finger. It feels great right now, I won't lie.
CJ, it seemed like you were really running the option very effectively. Would you say that's your favorite play to run?
After tonight, it almost has to be. But it's most definitely one of my favorite plays. But you know, I'm just happy the coaches called it. I'm happy everything out. All the other 10 players on the offense did their job, and I was just able to do mine. So, it felt great.
CJ, speaking specifically about your receivers, how do you just think they were able to help you out tonight, specifically from Sam and Jacoby?
Yeah, during practice all week, stayed afterwards, got some extra reps in, you know, just to make sure, because, you know, I haven't been in that spotlight, or anything like that. So just make sure we get some extra reps, you know, practice, because, you know, what you practice translates to the game. So just did that and got it done.
Maria Manesi, WAB. This question's for anyone. How special is it to finish undefeated on home turf this season?
It feels more special that we're going to Detroit. I mean, like I said, not like real, to be honest. Because like I said, like 17 or 18, one of those years we went undefeated, on this field. Well, obviously it's not the Frank, but we went undefeated in Peter. And we had one game to where we needed to win that game, but never did. But in this one, tonight, being undefeated on the Frank and going to Detroit, that's beautiful.
Ashley Beach Post. What are you thankful for in this victory?
Anyone?
Anyone.
I'm thankful for the defense for sure. they balled out today, so thankful for them for sure.
I'm thankful for the moments that I've had this year, especially. Like, this is a team that at the beginning it was just a lot of talking and a lot of just trying to embed some things in people's head. And as the season went on, we just started easing into being who we are individually to make up the group, if that makes sense. And just seeing guys like grow to be like men, that's my favorite part right there. And if I can help in any way, that's definitely a plus.
Like I saw after the game, I think it was Bryce Rammer proposed to his girlfriend after the game.
Yeah.
How cool was that, seeing that happen?
I've never seen, like, you see it on Twitter or Instagram all the time, and to see it in front of you, especially after a win, and like, I don't know, I almost cried. I really almost cried. It was a beautiful thing to see. Young love.
Good evening. I want to start out by say thank you to the fans. Unbelievable home run. The attendance was unbelievable, exciting and loud. Tonight was was very impressive break. And I mentioned this to Ms. Cromer walking off at halftime. It was a shot in the arm for the team. I mean, you could tell they were proud, and it was because it was talked about in the locker room. So I want to thank the fans. I want to thank Brooke, and I want to thank Michael Stevens, Jacob Rockoff for Pups at Peden, and everybody that got behind the project on Cats Feeding Dogs. I thought this is a great thing, and so I thank everybody for that. I got a shout out to again Michael and his team. Game day experience. I've been here for 18 seasons. I've seen a lot of game days here. Ms. Cromer's vision on what she wants to get done and how the execution of that. I'm an expert. I've seen more. I've been here more than anybody in the room for the game day experience, and it's really great. And I know that. I mean, I hear it in the community. I've got a lot of friends in the community, and it's much appreciated. Whomever is in charge of the weather for home games this year, it needs a raise because we've had some great weather. So on tonight's game, I've said it for the last 3 weeks. All three phases continued to complement each other, and it was just feeding off each other. The energy, you can feel it. Our team and the way they look at each other. I mean, I'm telling you right now, making plays out there, whether it's in the late first half or second half, they're not looking to the sideline. They're looking at each other, and that is done from this coaching staff about believing in one another. Over believing is a word I've used, and this team is about it. I said as much in the locker room after the game, and complimented on it. It is it's very, very humbling to be a part of. It is special. So many outstanding performances. We don't get to this spot this evening without what better be player of the year in Curtis, and the injury that he sustained. He's got a great supporting cast around him, but by golly, his leadership, two-time team captain, and what he's meant to this program, and how he's elevated his game. As I said in Detroit, for us to get done what we want to get done, he has to take the next step. Well, guess what? He took a big one this season, and so our heart breaks for what he's going to go through. But I know him. He's going to battle and be just fine. And that'll lead me right into CJ. I'll say the same thing. We didn't change a call different. He's calm and cool, command of the offense. I mean, I literally, I mean, it's like I'm talking to Curtis. I mean, he's just, he's done very well. I didn't do a lot of talking with him throughout the course of the week, but I was, like looking over here, but like I wasn't looking, but I was looking with my eyes because you just want to see how he's doing, and he prepared like he always does, taking notes, and it's great, and it's a home game for him. And he's leading us to Detroit, so I'm really lost for words at this point, but the staff, and I just tell you, it's really, really special. So with me saying that, I'll open it up for questions.
Okay, please introduce yourself before you ask your question.
Will Cunningham, the Post. You guys ran the ball 54 times tonight, nearly 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. Bowling Green obviously looked to stop the run early and did on those first 2 drives, but how were you guys able to run the ball successfully, even though they maybe knew it was coming or thought it was coming at least?
Again, you don't run the ball without the guys up front getting it done. They had a couple things that we had to adjust to. The great field position in the first 2 series and just didn't get a lot done. And I think just stayed the course. CA, I thought, was running hard and was breaking tackles. And that kind of run, that type of running style, it wears guys out, and then you start breaking more tackles as the game goes on. So, going in, sure, you like to run the ball a little bit more than you do with Curtis or whatever. Sure, we talk about it, but it's to win the game. So we'll call the plays to there's calculated risk plays. What plays do we need to call to win the game? And we still continue to take some shots. We missed some, but I thought game plan wise we were spot on. We executed it. I hope that, again, Bowling Green's front 7, they lead the country in sacks. I mean, they dominate at times UCLA. I mean, you can see it on film. And if we were one-dimensional versus that front 7, it'd been a long night. And we were able not to let that happen.
Eric Decker with the Athens Messenger coach. Kind of looking back from a broader view, go from 3-9 last season to projected to be a middle of the pack team to going through all the adversity you guys have to face through the year. The journey's not over for you guys, but what have you guys accomplished so far say about the character to the guys in the locker room?
I think it's about the journey, not so much the destination. The comments I made in Detroit, championship run is the word that I said. I truly believe it. It started my pregame to the team Monday. Forget me on the date. We played a Bowling Green on the 26th, so maybe Monday the 29th. Miss Crum was in the locker room at Bowling Green. I said, "Man, at 2:00 on Monday, if you're on that second floor, you're in. We're burning the ships. You all probably have heard that. And if you're not sure, then don't show up, because we're gonna start the climb then." And they heard it again today. And here we are through a lot of steps. But it speaks volumes to the leadership of this football team, their ability to trust this staff and let us push them. And really, it wasn't so much things. There were things on the field, sure, but I contribute a lot of the success from things that we are concentrating off the field and how we operate as a team and the standard and the expectations. And it's now flipped and showing on the field. So pretty cool.
Joe Collins, WOUB Public Media. Tim, 17 years ago, you came with Frank to OU and you saw where this program was at then. 17 years later, you've gone through multiple Mackey's titles as offensive coordinator, now you get your first as a head coach. Two-part question: what does it mean to now win as a head coach? And was Frank on your mind after the game ended?
Absolutely. I had a great talk with him this afternoon, or this morning, I guess, and just kind of where things are at. But my 18th season, we've football-wise, we've won the MAC East or finished second, 9 out of 18, and I don't know if it's been done. I mean, I know Northern's won a lot of championships, and that is hard to do. All right, without you gotta every game's a tournament. Every game, one slip up it can cost you. And I know the history of the winning the whole thing and all those things, but you choose Ohio. It's a great place in the academics and a lot of things, but we also do a lot of winning. Last year was on me. Our guys haven't wavered, and personal, Tim, not really. I don't. Really, I'm not into it. I'm into this journey and trying to get the guys to enjoy it the best they can. Because these don't come around a lot. I guess about every 2 years. 9 out of 18, right? So every other year is kind of what So anyway, sorry for the long answer.
Oliver started with the Post, Coach. You talked about how talking to CJ today was kind of like talking to Curtis, and obviously Curtis has been a huge leader for this team. How was CJ's leadership able to help the team today?
Yeah, I think his thought process, taking care of the football. I mean, biggest throw was that first one, because we had great field position, and we go 3 and out and look like it's 4th and 12. We get the ball back, on our side of the 50 again, and we don't get another first down, but we got a 3rd and 18, and he lets one rip right on the money, and we have to punt it because we had a penalty, I think, right? But I mean, because I'm sure he's trying to press, but that throw, I said, okay, and we had the punt. I said, okay, we're gonna be okay, because that was a big throw now, and that point in the game, and I know he wants to get to Detroit. It's a home game for him, and so, but he calm and cool, and just like he did last week, and just like we expect.
Aiden Crowley with WAB. Earlier, when we were talking to the players, Ashley asked everybody what they were thankful for. And CJ said he was thankful for the defense. They turned in another stellar performance
Smart
today. Obviously they gelled together. They forced turnovers tonight. How big was it for CJ, this offense, to kind of see that on the field?
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer by CJ. And running game's good too. But I just, the team again, the how we feed off each other, and how they look at each other. I know I said that earlier, but it is so powerful. And I mean, we left the coming off the field at halftime. That was one of my top 5 all time things. I mean, that crowd was standing up, and it was like the game was over. Win on the last second walk off field goal. I mean, our guys were like, and it was impressive. Now, I mean, our fans were supercharged, and it was heartfelt to our football team, on a Tuesday night, cold, and just sorry.
So we asked about Bryce Rammer proposing to his girlfriend after the game. Kai gave us an answer that really only Kai can give. So what's just your thought about that whole scene playing out?
Bryce approached me a couple weeks ago about it. I said, absolutely, buddy. And as a coach, there's got to be some destination spots to stay here as a coach, right? That's part of the deal. But you want them to be husbands, and you want to be fathers, and he's going to make a great husband and a great father. Bryce addressed the team on Sunday that he was going to do that, and you thought we'd won the MAC champ. You thought we'd won the MAC championship, and I am not kidding. I mean, the guys were about it, man. it's just speaks to where this team, how far they've come, and the togetherness that they have.
Ashley Beach, the Post. Aiden pretty much already told you my question, but I would like to see your perspective on what you're thankful for in today's game.
Yeah, my family is I know that's for sure my family, for my wife, for what she does, because all the things that we have to do and not being at home, and it gives me the freedom to do some of the extra things that that coaches have to do, and because they got the family at home, and I got a family here, and the coaching staff and their wives. I mean, I tell you right now, I hug every wife I can because I know, and my kids are grown and out of the house, and when they're like this, it rips your heart out when you got to do things, and it's a little easier for me now because my kids are older. But I mean, John Houser's got 4 little ones. Tremaine Scott. I mean, those guys, they're in their prime of mom and dad, and so the thankfulness is my family and the wives that enable this coaching staff to build what you've seen tonight and have seen throughout the course of the season.
Coach, just kind of jumping back to the defense, you've always kind of talked up Tariq as one of the better senior leaders that you have. What does it just mean to you for him to have this sort of game with the 2 picks in such an important spot?
He's the ringleader back there. He gets all the calls. He's the quarterback in the secondary. Fact. I mean, everything goes through him. And when he missed a couple of games, I think after the Kent, and we missed him. But the rehab and the things, we got him back, and the defense, guess what? Right? I mean, and so he's been back there and is the glue to it. And so I'm happy for him. But his play and leadership has elevated Alvin. And Alvin has been spectacular. Player of the week last week, and he's gotten better. And then you got Justin and Tori and Roman's back. And so we are, again, as a football team, I think we've, 7 in a row? Is that what it is? I mean, it has been impressive football. You're talking about double-digit wins, dominating. So you do that with a lot of hard work and a lot of great leadership.
Coach, looking ahead a little bit, you guys obviously have a tough task ahead, something that OU hasn't done since 1968. How exciting is that challenge?
I mean, we're going to Detroit, and our football team has proven to turn off the noise and be about 1-0. And that's going to continue. I told them tonight, win or lose, man, tonight's game is going to have zero impact on what we think of you as people. Football is what you do. It's not who you are. And win or lose. I've heard Coach say this. It's not going to, my career, I haven't done as much as Coach, but I'm perfectly content with where I'm at and what I've gotten done. And but this football team is going to go up there and concentrate on playing our best 4 quarters, one at a time, and enjoy it and take it in and try to take one more step.
So I noticed after the game, I think it was Kurt Daniker was the one who poured grape Gatorade on you. And Kurt's someone who tore his ACL the first game last season. He was someone who was really wanting to come back. What was it to be able to share that moment with him, knowing everything he's been through?
Yeah, remarkable. It's the same knee. The first series, the Syracuse game, is unfortunate. He was devastated, and for what he's battled through, because he played a little bit in Fordham, and then got his first start back in Akron. So he was still rehabbing August, September. And he stayed the course. He's gotten better each week. He had some rust. He had to get knocked off. Overcame just a terrible injury. So I'm happy for Kurt. I know Hagan was part of that too, and Hagan's been through a lot. You got guys like Key Thompson, 2 years, and he better be. I mean, he player of the year in our conference on defense. I mean, he's had a great year. Bryce Houston's had a great year. So, but back to Kurt, I couldn't be happier for him, and he is definitely a powerful guy in there. And you get he and Hagan playing well together. CJ's gonna be thankful for those two guys too.